What's up, Ravens? My name is Elise Cates.
And I'm Miley Fisher, and welcome back to this week's edition of ONW Now.
We have such an exciting show for everyone this morning, including some information on ONW clubs, homecoming week, and of course, game day.
Now let's roll that intro.
A club at ONW that has been developed in the past 2 years has made major progress in being recognized throughout the school. With a new sponsor and new board members, ASU has many ideas for the school year. Here's Jada Lee with more information.
A certain club has made major strides in highlighting the Asian population at ONW.
Asian Student Union is an affinity group at ONW where we, as a community, will come together and do fun stuff and talk about Asian culture and Asian heritage. We will celebrate Asian events.
The club is mainly student-led, with Celia and other board members organizing meetings and ASU events.
Being a club where students can feel welcomed and feel like they can share their culture with other students in the building.
Along with establishing the environment, ASU also has missions and goals to achieve.
The legacy that I hope to leave on this year's ASU is I hope that I can create an environment and a club that allows people to connect with each other, especially those with Asian heritage. I hope they make some long-lasting friends in ASU, and I just hope the community here grows tighter.
Celia hopes to expand ASU district-wide, as well as implementing more field trip opportunities for students.
What I really want to do is just make sure everyone feels like they belong. I want to make sure that we get a lot of Asian people at ONW into ASU.
If you're interested in joining ASU, make sure to join the GroupMe, which is posted in the hallways. For the Raven Network, this has been Jada Lee.
Our school really has some fantastic clubs. If you want to get more involved, contact the ASU sponsor for more information. ASU meets on Thursdays after school in Mr. John's room.
Hey Elise, aren't you just so excited for homecoming week?
Yeah, I am. We have lots of fun festivities during the week, kicking off with the homecoming pep assembly on Monday during AI.
And on Wednesday evening, the homecoming bonfire will be after the Powder Puff game. There'll be tons of games and activities for everyone.
If you want to participate in these activities, you will need to buy a wristband. You can buy them tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday during lunch. They're $5 and cash only. You don't want to miss out on the night of fun.
Our homecoming court candidates have recently been announced and voting opens soon, so make sure you look for the email with information to vote for your grade's candidates.
This past Tuesday, our very own orchestra hosted a festival with multiple schools in our area coming to ONW to perform. Madison Minor has more on this event.
Last Tuesday, our Raven Orchestra hosted a festival with all 5 Olathe High Schools. This festival is much different compared to a typical concert.
Typical concert, we generally have, at our school we have a big symphonic group for the February and the December concert, but a lot of the times it's a little bit smaller. But when we have these big area festivals, it's all 5 high schools, so you can imagine it's a lot bigger of a group playing with just the string instruments together at once.
This festival is an opportunity for students to show off what they've been working on for the past month, but also uniting with others from different Olathe high schools.
I'd say it's held to bring the schools together, just have a big festival for all 5 of the schools in the district.
It's just a great time to see people that you don't really see that often, meet new friends, reunite with old people from middle school or different events from orchestras.
Countless hours and hard work are put into an event like this.
And basically we spend about 4 hours practicing the pieces that we've spent the past month and a half or so rehearsing, and then we all come together and play it, and then we have one big concert in the evening at 7 or so.
For the Raven Network, this has been Madison Minor.
Wow, I am just so constantly impressed with ONW's orchestra program.
Yeah, me too. Hey Miley, have you ever thought about joining FCCLA?
Well, I've always thought about it, but never quite knew what it was.
Well, you're in luck because Hannah Carney has some more insight.
FCCLA stands for Family Career Community Leaders of America. We are a community service club that also goes to conferences, and we're just future leaders of America.
If you're looking for a fun way to get more involved in your school and community, you should talk to Mrs. Gravatt about joining FCCLA.
So pretty much because FCCLA is so broad,
Well, one of my favorite parts is definitely just getting to travel with the students and getting to hang out with them outside of classes.
We had our ice cream social last Friday, so that was fun to see like everyone there for the ice cream.
Some events that are upcoming this fall include the Fall Leadership Conference and their Pumpkin Painting Project, which is a community service project where you paint some pumpkins after school and then sell them at the parent-teacher conferences this fall. All of the proceeds will go to Children's Mercy Hospital.
Favorite part of FCCLA is probably the conferences, because there's a lot of new people, especially in the west part of Kansas, that I get to meet and see, along with the community service stuff, because I really do like to see all the hard work we do go back into the community.
At FCCLA, we do main focus on community service.
Mrs. Cravat ensures that FCCLA is a club that you can balance with all of your other extracurricular activities.
So honestly, just coming to my classroom, popping in, finding me, so that way we can connect you with the app that we use or the Google form is the easiest way.
This has been Hannah Carney with the Raven Network.
We are so happy that Northwest has so many opportunities to get involved with different organizations like FCCLA.
Speaking of that, our debate team has gotten off to a great start. Connor Chaffin and Joe Higgins have started the season with a perfect 13-0 record, taking home championships at Washburn Rural and Eudora. Connor Burnett and Carson Lawrence started their advanced debate careers with a 4th-place medal in a JV tournament at Olathe North.
Hunter McEachin and Mac Jones placed first at their novice tournament at Shawnee Mission East with a 5-0 record. This team took 3rd place out of 22 schools at Eudora. In addition to Connor and Joe, contributing to this team were Nathan Simpson, Yash Parisi, John May, Santosh Submaranian, Carson Lawrence, and Hayes James.
Great job to our debate team members, and we wish you the best of luck for the rest of your season. Now, let's toss it over to James and Garrett with Game Day.
Welcome to Game Day at Olathe Northwest, the home of the champions, fierce competition, and unmatched school spirit.
From the field to the court, from the sidelines to the stands, we've got all the action covered. I'm Garrett.
And I'm James. Get ready to dive deep into this latest highlights, scores, and interviews with the stars of the ONW Athletics. Listen up, Ravens. Last Friday, our boys had an off day on the football field. Unfortunately, Free State took advantage of this and beat us 42-14.
It was rough seeing my boys in black and blue get defeated by this margin.
Ravens, we got to let the past be the past and look forward to this Friday's away game against Shawnee Mission South.
Ravens, when you go to Shawnee Mission South Stadium, make sure you show up in theme as Jersey versus Jersey Shore.
Oh, I will. ONW has this win no problem. Shawnee Mission South had an embarrassing loss against Mill Valley, 49-0. Ravens, let's bring the heat and show Shawnee Mission South what a real student section looks like.
ONW Women's Golf placed 4th out of 22 teams at Falcon Ridge Golf Club.
Claire Sullivan shoots an even par 72, and Avery Hirschman shoots a 74.
After winning back-to-back state titles, the Lady Raven golf team is looking for the unprecedented three-peat as the team begins its climb to the top once again. ONW veteran Claire Sullivan looks to lead the way. Sullivan is off to a great start and just an amazing new standard and record for golf. Let's send it to Anna Dries for more on the story.
In a senior year filled with standout performances, Claire Sullivan has raised the bar in golf.
Being able to score 68 and break the school record, not only on the women's side but also on the men's side, says a lot about her skill level, and her skill as a golfer is unbelievable.
Her relationships on and off the course have greatly impacted her golf career.
My dad and my swing coach and Coach Grove have been the most influential on my golf career. I think my dad got me into golf, and he's just always been like super excited about it, and that's definitely where my love for the sport came. It definitely is just like a weight off my shoulders. It's something I wanted to do for a long time, so I feel like I can just finish off this season with like no expectations and just have a lot of fun and be a part of the team.
Claire Sullivan's record-breaking season cements her legacy at ONW. For the Raven Network, this has been Anna Dries.
Thank you, Anna, for that wonderful story. Women's golf heads into the second round of the Sunflower League Championship today.
The Ravens are currently in 2nd place. Let's do this!
The girls' tennis team continues their dominant season, reaching new successes every day. Let's send it to Peyton Laughlin for a closer look.
Tennis is not just an individual sport. Doubles are a huge part of the team dynamic, and ONW's very own senior duo has been reaching many accomplishments on the court for their final season. But let's go back to when it all started.
So freshman year, me and Hannah were kind of just thrown together. It's one of those things where coach picks it based on like how he thinks your chemistry is going to be and just like styles.
Coach Smith put us together, and we ended up working really well together with we just have very opposite styles kind of, and I felt like they worked well together and we were able to collaborate really well on the court.
After 4 years of working together, the duo has really seen it all, especially many successes, the most recent being last week.
Reaching 100 doubles wins was definitely a really amazing accomplishment, especially after all of the many years we've been together as a doubles team.
We had 2 seniors get really close last year. We had 1 senior get over 100, and so we kind of never really thought about it, and then they got it, and we just decided that it was something we really wanted to do. And we've been counting down the second that matches started this year, so we were really excited.
The girls now are focusing their sights on competing at state.
The main goal is state. Individually would be awesome, me and Hannah getting the 1 in doubles. But I think as a team, it'd be really cool to get the first one ONW has had, I think, ever.
Our goal is to just place higher than last year. Last year we got 4th at state, and we just want to back off of that and improve.
Riley and Hannah continue to be positive role models for the team during the remainder of their senior season and work to motivate the team heading into the postseason. This has been Peyton Laughlin with the Raven Network.
Thank you, Peyton, for that incredible story.
This Tuesday, our Olathe Northwest volleyball team faced a crushing defeat at the hands of Mill Valley.
The team went 0-3 with 14-25 first set, then 17-25 and 18-25.
Though the loss stings, let's remember that this is just one chapter in their journey.
They play Shawnee Mission North tonight. Let's make sure we got to support our Ravens. Gymnastics season is in full swing, and a young sophomore right here at ONW is already standing out among the rest as someone to watch out for.
Let's send it over to Oliver Christie for some more on this new star gymnast.
Ravens, something exciting is happening in the world of gymnastics. Our very own Sophia Beaumont is emerging as a prodigy and is making waves in only her first high school season. In her latest meet, Sophia showed out, finishing first in vault, first in bars, second in floor, and first all around. This was an amazing performance, but nothing out of the ordinary for Sophia.
I mean, that's kind of how it's been, my whole gymnastics career, in club. Me and my team kind of did the same thing. So it's just kind of all I really know.
While Sophia's talent seems to be unrivaled, her coach gave us some insight into how she pushes her teammates and competitors to get better every day.
She's pushed people to work harder. So Sophia coming in had more skills. She was a higher level gymnast than almost everyone in the gym. And it has actually pushed other girls in the gym to work harder and get new skills.
Something unique about high school gymnastics is that all 5 Olathe schools practice together. This can create some interesting circumstances for both coaches and players alike.
Sometimes problems can arise when we get too competitive, and then we just have to see each other the next day. But I like it. I think it makes the meets more fun.
At the end of the day, when we go to a meet, they're not friends, they're competitors. So kind of just teaching them, how to be competitive, but still be good teammates in the gym.
Despite challenges, Sophia has become the new top dog in Raven gymnastics and has a bright future ahead of her. For the Raven Network, this has been Oliver Christie.
Thank you, Oliver, for the flip-tastic story.
Today, gymnastics have a meet at Mill Creek. Let's show some support, Ravens.
This Tuesday, the boys soccer team headed out to ODAC to play the Olathe South Falcons. The Ravens scored in the first half by Tucker and followed by the Falcons' goal, making the score tied going into the half.
In the second half, the boys came out on fire, scoring 3 goals by Black, Klusman, and Wesner, making the final score 4-1 and defeating the Falcons.
The boys play tonight at Seaback against Gardner Edgerton, so make sure to show up and support. And that wraps up this week's game day.
From the hard-hitting action to the unforgettable moments, Olathe Northwest never backs down.
We'll be back after this quick commercial break. Let's send it to the commercial.
We are so proud of all of our athletes at Northwest and look forward to the rest of their seasons.
Along with that, so many talented athletes, we have so many talented thespians as well.
Thespians? I'm not sure what that means.
Well, Garrett Foster does. Let's take it to him to learn more.
The complete works of William Shakespeare, abridged, revised, and edited again, is a class play put on by the Repertory Theater class that they have been working on since the start of the year.
So this one we have a lot smaller of a cast. Currently there's a guys cast and a girls cast, and the girls cast is a few more because there's more girls in the class. So the guys only have 5 people, and so we only have 5 people on stage at one time, so that means a lot more work for each individual.
I feel like this play is different because it has more like audience interaction. Like we bring people from the flex or like the seats and we incorporate them into the show, so it kind of has a little bit of a improv aspect to it as well.
Unlike other shows, this show comes with new challenges for the actors with a shorter time span.
So normally we have about 2 months or so, I'd say, to put on a play, but for this one we've had about a month and a half, and we only have in-class time, which is only about 45 minutes, compared to after school, which is like an hour and a half. So we've essentially have our production time cut in half.
To purchase tickets, keep an eye out for these posters around the school. For the Raven Network, this has been Garrett Foster.
This class play will show in the auditorium at 7 p.m. tonight, so make sure to support our thespians. In some other school news, our school has become a part of a nationwide Best Buddies program. Bryson Dickey has more insight on how our students are getting involved with this club.
Students here at ONW involved in Best Buddies get a friend that they get to know in and outside of school.
It brings together all the students at ONW because just like we're all different in a way.
Being able to bring everyone together helps everything that they do feel as one.
Best Buddies is a group of intellectual students who have disabilities and a group of students that don't. They don't always get out of the classroom, so they don't get the opportunity to see other people throughout the school.
You're with your buddy on a weekly basis, getting to know them better and build a stronger bond.
So for us to be able to hang out with them and then to have friends and hang out with kids their own age is just, it's really good to get them out of the house.
If you want to get involved here at ONW, there's flyers across the school with more information. For ONW Now, this has been Bryson Dickey. Now back to the desk.
With the weather starting to get colder, it really makes me want to go to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, me too. And one of my favorite pumpkin patches is the Lewisburg Cider Mill. So let's take it to Natalie Frazier to learn more about the events they put on each year.
Our business here is a little bit different because we have a wholesale side where we actually make all of our cider and we ship it all over the Midwest. And then we have our storefront with the country store that's open year-round. And then we also have our family farm that's open 8 weeks out of the year. So we have like basically 3 different types of businesses all in one right here.
The Lewisburg Cider Mill hosts tons of fun events for all ages during the fall season.
We always have our Cider Fest, which is held up here in our parking lot, and that's always the last weekend in September and the first weekend in October. Every weekend up at the country store, we have live bluegrass music playing. Then on the family farm, we have different events every weekend. We have a college weekend coming up. We have Zombies in the Corn Maze. That's a local high school robotics team that come and they dress up as zombies and hide out in the corn maze. Biggest event is Burning the Scarecrow, and that's where we build a scarecrow that's about 20 feet tall and just pack it full of fireworks, and it's a big...
With the fall season ahead, Lewisburg Cider Mill holds a great opportunity to grab some cider, get some donuts, and pick out some pumpkins. For the Raven Network, this has been Natalie Frazier.
Up next, we have a 5K run that was more than just crossing the finish line.
This Saturday, September 28th, the ONW ASL Club and community members gathered to support the American Sign Language 5K.
This raised awareness for the deaf culture and impacted the community greatly. Let's take it to Abigail Kilpatrick to hear more on the story.
September is Deaf Awareness Month, and to celebrate, the community hosted this ASL 5K for all.
We have a lot of individuals in the community who are interested in learning American Sign Language, or ASL. We had opportunities for the signing community to come together. So that's where we came up with the idea for the ASL for All 5K.
ASL is very fundamental for the deaf community as it's their means of communication and a large part of their culture.
ASL is really important because it brings together both the deaf community and the hearing community.
The funds raised go to 2 organizations, the Kansas School for the Deaf and the Museum of Deaf History, Arts, and Culture.
The KSD Endowment will use this funds to provide scholarships for families who are interested in attending our ASL Family Immersion Camp.
If you're interested in participating in more deaf events like the 5K, the ASL Club at ONW is a great opportunity to immerse yourself in deaf cultures.
For ONW Now. This has been Abigail Kilpatrick.
Wow, we've had just some great stories about upcoming events at ONW and everything that's happening next week.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning into this week's edition of ONW Now.
This has been Miley Fisher
and Elise Cates. Raven Nation, let's fly.